years ago, real estate was wild in Austin.
Oh, it was crazy.
Is that another reason, that you chose Austin?
Absolutely.
So you do real estate for work, which is very exciting. And so you do residential and commercial?
Mostly residential, but
Okay.
we do a little bit of commercial.
In Los Angeles, we do commercial. A lot of your clients, since real estate's so relationship based and
Sure.
trusting your clients and your clients trusting you, we would handle a lot of the commercial transactions. But here in Texas, we're pretty much strictly residential.
Nice. I would imagine if you're in LA dealing with people who also have commercial needs, that's going to be a very high net worth individual. So talk me through that. Like, what has it been like working only in California, doing high net worth, helping with our commercial, helping with all of that, moving to Austin, building a new network, dealing mostly in residential? Like, what's been exciting about that?
The new opportunities, meeting new people, like the community. Like, I feel like right now we have, again, like a new circle of friends, and I feel like I'm a really people person. So I always enjoy meeting new people. Like we love working. We actually do love working and just help people and help them find their dream homes, their investments. It's just it's very exciting for us, and we love our jobs. We love to help and be there, and just all the new opportunities. I feel like it's an adventure.
Yeah, I mean, and doing real estate in Los Angeles is definitely different.
Sure.
It's a whole different transaction process. Your clients have really unique needs to themselves
Sure.
that you don't necessarily have here in a good way. I think here is I like the transaction process a lot more. It's cleaner, it's simpler. Your clients aren't as needy sometimes.
Sure. Fair enough.
But you definitely meet very unique people out there that you're just like, oh wow, you invented the dual pane windows. Didn't know there was a person that did that.
Right.
Welcome to this house.
Right.
So that's what's really fun, because you just really never know who you're gonna meet out there coming through that door. And you're just like, wow, you did something influential to the world.
I feel like LA is just such a creative market, whether it be acting or like just it made the dual pane window or, it's just so fascinating. And I think that Austin is a very creative market as well in a different way. I love the entrepreneurial community in Austin. It's so incredible. We work with a lot of entrepreneurs that are kind of bootstrapped, ground up entrepreneurs who've built their teams from, maybe 2 people to 20 people or 20 people to 500 people. And it's so exciting because there's a level of creativity and a level of, I think, understanding of capital that is so important that I would imagine transitions probably seamlessly to the real estate world, because at a certain point you've got to make investments and you have to kind of make these decisions. And so I find it really fascinating that you guys are, especially in the LA scene, working with people who have made probably millions and millions, tens of millions of dollars, and then want to go into a commercial property or want to go do, buy a mansion or a second home. What were some of the neatest transactions you've done in LA?
I mean, some stuff we can't say.
Sure.
We signed
NDAs.
But I think what kind of was the fun part was our very first listing ever was a $30 million house.
What?
Like we're fresh out as like agents, and we have a $30 million listing in like Beverly Hills, and you kind of realize like there's a little bit, there's a certain group of agents that really dominate Beverly Hills, and it's theirs. They've been there for a long time. They grew up in Beverly Hills. They sell in Beverly Hills. They're on TV shows. You see them all the time.
Right.
And we kind of showed up, and I remember I got a couple phone calls from a few of them, like, who do you guys think you are coming in here, getting this listing, and kind of dealing with that in the beginning. It was just like, but we're just like, F this, like push back, and then all of a sudden we lined up like
Another 18 million.
An 18 million off market in a community called Truesdale. If you're familiar with Beverly Hills, it's this really special place. And then like an 11 million or
sold 8.5.
Yeah, 8.5. Somebody who's a big designer guy. So it's just a different. It's the same. What's funny is like it's in the beginning you're very like, whoa, like this is really big, and then once you kind of get through one or two of those, you realize it's the same transaction as any price, whether it's
Sure.
a 1-bedroom condo to that. I mean, there's obviously some more zeros attached, but
Right.
it's the same paperwork. I mean, everything is the same. So, just,
Unless you have what I had at one time, 6 attorneys.
oh yeah.
6?
Attorneys
On
just
one
from our side on one transaction.
Oh.
So that was probably the hardest boot camp I have ever
Once you
worked
could do
on for
that.
6 weeks. That's when I actually learned how to shower with your earpods in, because I just
that's
didn't have
She was on the
any.
phone all the time.
I was like from 6 a.m. till 11 p.m.
Yeah.
And but I learned a ton. Like that was very special.
We
for
learned
me.
you don't need 6 attorneys.
That
Nothing
too.
more is going to be
That too.
accomplished.
Yeah, one attorney probably, maybe 2, a paralegal maybe.
Yeah, maybe, but you don't really need more
But
than
6, it was at work.
that. I had the
you-
easy job on that transaction.
But you were very supportive.
That was.
Amazing. And once you get through that, you're like, everything else is easy.
Yeah.
You feel like that.
Yeah. In the moment, you're like, this is absolute hell. And
Oh
then when
my
you get
gosh.
through it, it's always fun to go through things like that, because in the moment you're like, I don't know how I'm going to do this again today. Like, it's, you know what's coming up. You probably dread it when you know what the day is going to be. And then you get through it and you're like, that was really fun.
Yeah, but looking back.
Yeah. Look, you're
Yes,
through
well,
it.
once you're through it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you're like, oh, I could do that again, and then you get in another situation.
You're
Like,
like, oh,
what
here
did
we go
I
again.
do to myself again?
We always talk about like, we need to appreciate the smoother transactions. We don't.
Yeah, because those we take.
For
I'm not
granted almost.
saying granted, but those just feel like so natural. Yeah, that's how it should be. And then we are like, no, like we have to be so much more thankful and grateful for those.
But I think that's why I like the transactions here, because it's, the stack of paperwork is very small. I mean, the stack of paperwork in California, I mean, it's.
Because it's different by state.
Yes.
Yeah.
So y'all, when you moved here, y'all both had to get licensed
Yes.
here also.
Yep, fully licensed.
Was it easier to be licensed in Texas than California?
No.
Really?
Texas is the only state too. It makes it so we're licensed with the National Association of Realtors. Everybody has to do that, and then you have the state exam, the state side. So California, Texas, whatever, any state you're in, and every other state accepts the national side that whatever state you originally got in. So when we did California, we got national and California. Texas is the only state that's like, nope, you got to take the national again. It's like we haven't taken the test in like 8 years. I had to restudy the national just to pass.
But if you were to go if you were to go anywhere else other
we
than
would just have to do the
Texas-
state.
Oh, that sounds like a real Texas thing
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do.
And then Texas, you have to renew every 2 years. California, other states every 4 years. So it's just,
But it was harder. Like
It
I
was
remember
hard.
when
Texas
we
was hard
did
test.
our test in California, I barely spoke English, and it was like easy peasy. I just got through it. And for Texas, I was studying, and it was a hard test. And obviously, I did it, but it's still, to me, it was just much harder.
I mean, we probably came in with a little bit of an ego too. Like, oh, we're selling house well.
Yeah, we don't need to study. This is no big deal.
Probably a little bit of that too.
No,
okay,
we
that's
never.
Ego's healthy. Confidence. I know you speak lots of languages, and I want to talk about that in a little while. How did you? So you come to Austin. You're from Dallas. So, but did you have a network of people in Austin? Did you know anyone here?
Nope.
So, what have y'all done to build your network?
A kid.
Yeah,
Okay, fair enough.
that really helped.
Parents.
And his golfing. And a little pickleball.
Little pickleball, and oddly enough, my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Actually, we love her, Sarah.
Great.
She
We
loves
love
her
you.
more than I do.
Okay,
I
that's great.
No, we love her.
And so
She's amazing.
So her husband's business partner lives out here.
Okay.
And we got to know, she introduced us, so we got to be friends with them, and they kind of introduced us to their friends and stuff like that. So that was actually kind of our very first.
Our very first
friends,
yes.
yeah. out here,
Nice.
when we first moved out here.
Nice. So, are you working with all kinds of people, I'm sure, but like what's the difference of working with someone who maybe they're buying their first house for the first time, someone who's, buying an investment property, or someone who's selling their home to get into a larger home? Like, talk me through each one of those transactions.
We actually really enjoy working with newer buyers.
Okay.
I think because they seem to kind of they want to know a lot of things. They have a lot of questions, you know, and they're more appreciative of the work that, you know, agents put in. You know, agents kind of, I mean, let's be honest, like, you know, people look at agents as kind of like, you know, used car salesmen or lower. Like, it, you know, it just is the stereotype we have. So we try to break that as much as we can. So, I mean, you know, we really actually enjoy working with newer buyers. Investment buyers, I mean, that's pretty easy. It's just a numbers game. Do the numbers work? Yes, cool. They've been through the transaction, DocuSign, just move on.
Right.
You know, people who are, you know, kind of getting a bigger house. I mean, it's an easy transaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it's also rewarding. Like, I don't know. I just love our clients and how sweet they can be, and just that, you know, usually when they just walk in, especially the first time home buyers, and now we're not talking about investments, you know, they just feel it, and like having that smile, having that connection that they have towards that house. And I think probably one of our strengths is to really fight for our clients, to fight for a better price, to fight for getting better terms, you know, or fighting for, like, I think one time from like 26 offers, our you know, offer wasn't even the strongest, but because the agents knew us or knew of us, and the connection that we built with other agents, like that helped us through. And I just know how happy we can make our clients.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like, you know, when we talk about even here in Easton Park, I mean, there's a lot of great real estate agents in the community.
Right.
I think we're probably agent number like 576, 577.
Million.
Yeah. But, like, you know, I think it's, you know, people always ask us, like, how do we find agents? What should we do? You know, how does this work? And at the end of the day, it's all in the same paperwork, right? So, but as a home owner or someone who purchases a house for the first time, it's your first large investment.
Right.
And, you know, because there's so many great agents in the community, like, we always just recommend work with who you trust. Like, that's what's most important. Who you can really lean on. I mean, because, you know, everything's going to be financially, all those things are going to be exposed, and you need to trust that person, and you need to trust that they will take care of you through the transaction. You know, in a community like Easton Park, you know, whether we love it or not, you know, the prices are kind of there. Like, you know, it's this size house with, you know, quad lot. This is kind of what they sell in, or a 50 foot or a 60 foot. This is kind of where your price range is. You know, we can't really go outside of that, you know.
Box.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just, you know, we always just kind of say, like, just whoever you trust most, like, that's what's the most important
with
part.
whomever you connect.
Yeah.
It is a very intimate experience.
Yeah.
I mean, you're deep into financials and jobs, and it's an emotional purchase.
Yeah.
And,
Almost a therapist half the time.
yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
With, I mean, husbands and wives, like,
He's so good at it.
are you
Oh my gosh, like, he
therapist in
is
another life?
incredible, patient. I think, like, usually I'm the patient, but with work, he is like truly, like.
I mean, we make a good team. Like, we both know our strengths and weaknesses, and you know, we don't tread on each other's, you know, stuff. Like, she knows what I'm good at, I know what she's great at, and I don't even try, because I know it would just, why she does it better.
I love that.